Okay, looking at this value chain, this is exactly what creates the social business. To use social media and the opportunities that are there to connect with your customers, business partners, and the community around your business along the whole value chain creates the social business. And that's where we want to be, at least in the near future. We have seen a lot of huge brands now, but I also want to share this example. Gary Vaynerchuk. Oh my God, I love this guy. He's a really energetic and really passionate guy who loves wine and who loves baseball. Gary Vaynerchuk is an immigrant, a US immigrant from Belarus, and his father started a wine store in New York. They did pretty well, I think 1.5 million turnover over the year. And then Gary Vaynerchuk took over, and he was really into this new thing, you know, social media and the power that is within it. What he did is to create a video blog, which is his main activity on the web. And this video blog became a really, really big success. So he's talking about wine and baseball. Have you ever had a wine tasting in the past? It's a really boring thing, right? But he really found his niche, and he's Gary Vaynerchuk, with all of his passion, with all of his drive, selling wine online through social media, and I mentioned the 1.5 million, turning his father's business from 1.5 into 50 million within 3 years. But it's not about sales. You would imagine that his show is about selling wine. It's about talking about wine, giving suggestions, helping people. And this guy answers every single email himself. And he's receiving hundreds of emails every day. He's on Twitter, and I'd like to recommend this book to you. It's called The Thank You Economy. And really, if there's somebody who understood what it's all about, it's him, and he put it into a nice little book which inspired me, myself. And he's doing it in a very entertaining way. So it's one of these books you start reading and you can't put away. He's saying things like, okay, you know, all this discussion about social media and the return on investment, what's the return on our investment in social media? He says, okay, what's the ROI of your mother? She cares for you, she's around you, she's very important to you, but can you evaluate your mother's return on investment? She's just very important, and you need to do it. Another guy, Eric Wallman, said, what's the ROI of your phone? And that's the way we should look at social media as well. You can't measure everything, you can measure a lot, but please don't do the mistake and just look at the quantitative data. There's some qualitative stuff happening, and you need somebody to make sense out of it, and I will talk about this person just more. But before I go there, I just want to share some of my experience along the way. As I said, I had the opportunity to do some social media pioneering work in 2008 for a brand like Mercedes-Benz, and believe me, I know what it means to work in a traditional company and business. I know what it means to have different hierarchies. I know what it means to have being in a global enterprise, and still it's possible. But it takes a decision that you really want to do something about it, and you need to take action. And you know what? Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because you will. There's no way out of thinking, or there's no way that you really will succeed with everything you do. You did a lot of mistakes and failures. And Winston Churchill, by the way, said, success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And that's exactly what it's all about. Start walking, prove that it's worth going even further by doing little things right, learning from your mistakes, and building up your know-how and expertise. Plus, there's some steps you can take, and this is what worked for me. Now for many companies, not only for Mercedes-Benz, I'm also a consultant to different businesses, and I'm working during the day for S. Oliver, a European fashion brand, doing shirts like this here. The first thing, and there we are right in the presentation of Nathaniel again, is about listening. Once you took the decision, okay, I want to do something about social media, I defined a team, I know who's taking care about it, here's some resources, start walking. The first thing you do is listening. Don't think about pushing the button and opening the Facebook page first. Start listening first and make sure you understand who your influences are, which platforms are relevant for you, and this will be the basis to create a strategy. You could start and just do things, and maybe you're lucky and some things will go right, but the first, when the first problem arrives and you don't have a strategy with a long-term target, you will fail, and you will have a problem also selling it to your management. So commit to targets, commit yourself to what you want to do. You have seen the examples on the value chain. Is it marketing you want to do? Is it service you want to do? Is it to create innovation community? Make sure to really define what it is you want to do, define the platforms, and then start working. When you enter, don't think that you will do the greatest thing right in the beginning. Do little things first. And social media is an evolutionary process. It's like when we started learning to swim. You know, you don't go for a 50-kilometer swim. You do first like 10 meters and then holding and breathing again. The same counts for social media. Make sure to do projects that are manageable and that won't hurt you in terms of resources, and because something may go wrong. So make little steps and grow from there, and build your further development on top of first successes, because then you're credible. Then you can prove, you know what? Look here, boss, we have achieved this and this and this, and it's worth to go even further. And one more thing: social media is not a one-time marketing campaign. And the whole day I was listening to really creative ideas and campaigns and good concepts and so many likes and so much fans. And you know what? Social media is much more than that. Think about a computer, okay? The computer is your business. Social media is the operating system. It's the basis of your computer to run different programs. And it's a standard. So if you have a computer, you put Windows on to run PowerPoint, marketing, to run Excel, controlling and whatever. Think of social media as an operating system, not as a one-time marketing campaign. This is very important. And I always like to divide social media engagement and activities into two levels. The first level is the basis, to have an ongoing conversation going on and doing stuff all the time, creating content, managing the community, being out there, being present. And then, yes, you need some creative ideas which can be done together with the agencies you work with to really create an image, to really fuel your growth and so on. But the social media engagement is more than just a marketing campaign. Okay, let's go back to the strategy. You will learn, and at the end of the day, this is what I call the social media heaven. When you really understood what's going on, when you're out there, when you have your basic engagement going, when you have creative ideas, because there is also the acceptance within your organization to try out new things, and you want to be a first mover sometime. It's not waiting for questions to come, but bringing up topics yourself, leading the conversation. That's where you want to be. This is the social media heaven.